okay, you know how women are. We will know the answer and ask you just to see if you're going to tell the truth. Now, when he tell the truth, and I respect him for it, I don't get mad as I would get if he lied to me. I'm like, okay, I can respect that. Why? Because you told me the truth. Because you asked me something. This has been the same with me as in past relationship. Woo, I be sweating. Don't ask me, come and tell you the truth. Please don't ask me, come and tell you the truth. And I want to spare you. You know, that hurt. So I got the question a couple of times, like, yeah, it happened. This happened. That happened. Or, you know, it ain't even always sexual. Get your mind out the gutter. But it could be anything. Money-wise, you know, did you tell this person this? Or did you say this? It ain't even got to be a relationship.
I didn't do it, the kids did it.
It could be somebody confronting you. Yeah, I said it. I sure did. My bad. But that's the truth. And I'm going to tell you why I see it that way. I'm going to tell you why I did this. I'm going to tell you why I did that. It's so easy to tell the truth because you walk away being like, dang, I ain't even have to lie. I told the truth.
But people
and it feels
you,
so
brother.
Good. And that's I was going to say that last.
You,
saving the best for last. People will respect you so much better if you just tell the truth.
They might not like it.
They ain't gonna like it, but they will respect you.
They definitely have a lot more respect for you.
And I used to tell Kunta that all the time, and he get it now. Like, dog, you ain't gotta lie.
I definitely get it now. But back then, I mean, hey, we've been together 17 going on 18 years. I mean, you live and you learn. And I mean, I grew up totally different from her. She grew up kind of her granddad was a pastor, you know, with her grandparents mainly being around in her life. I grew up, I mean, projects, single mother and a family, you know, in a home with 5 kids. She trying to raise, you know, having to work late at night. Me and my brothers and sisters, you know, once we came home from school, it was kind of free fall. And you know, when you live in projects, especially at that time, it was Pompano Beach, Florida. You know, you had like Grace Apartments and things of that. And I don't even think they there anymore. Last time I went, they had them, you know, torn down. But it's just was hood. It was drug infested. It was, you know, prostitution. You know what I'm saying? So at a young age, me seeing this stuff, you know, then me coming back to Georgia after my father, you know, died, living with my mom for a while, and she remarried and went through the situation of not getting along with her new husband. And you know, I end up moving in with my aunt and uncle, and you know how that went down. I moved my uncle, and at the time, you know, he was in the drug world, kind of, I would say, and he ended up getting locked up. You know, so you know what more did I have? I just knew hit the streets after that, and you know, it's a lot of stuff I had to learn growing up, far as from how to treat and deal with girlfriends and wives. And you know, we first came into this, you know what I'm saying, like we were fighting and arguing and cussing, but this all I had saw. I seen my uncles do it, I seen my brothers do it.
You ain't lying.
Like
the young kids say, no cap.
Yeah, exactly.
It happened. 100. The good, the bad, and ugly. You gonna get it all.
And my wife taught me a lot. You know, even far as I had a mean streak and still can have it at times, but just how to even, she kind of humbled that inner me to be like, when I was getting on the kids, she'd be like, that ain't my grandparents, that ain't how you talk to the kids, that ain't how I was raised. And it kind of calmed me down, you know, the beast in me, to where she was like, you know, when kids do something, y'all have to cuss at them or yell at them or get on their behind. She was like, you got to sit and talk to them and explain why, and you know, a lot of stuff that, you know, she pretty much taught me how to be a man, raising me with things that I should have already known, but I didn't.
Molded.
Yeah, and I mean, she molded me into, and then some of the things that once she molded, you know, I always had to work into the working hard, but I didn't have the money, as far as savings, money-wise and credit and stuff like that. She brought that into play.
And it wasn't nothing forced. It was always, because it took years. It was always, because, okay, like he said, I was raised in the church. My grandfather had 3 churches, and he taught us family, morals, you know, love each other, do this, do that, you know, and it was structured based. You know, I never missed a meal. My grandfather fished. We had a farm. You know, it was, I wasn't, you had to eat what kind of sandwiches? What was them sandwiches you said? All kind of crazy stuff he said they had to eat. And I'm like, we always had a meal. I never, I don't even know them sandwiches he talking about. Banana and mayonnaise and
grilled cheese sandwiches.
Grilled cheese sandwiches. I never had a grilled cheese sandwich until I was older because my grandmother always cooked the meal. Always. Even when my mama was working her behind off, sometimes 2 jobs, I was always at my grandma's house because I knew she was cooking. And I'm telling you, it wasn't I never seen her sweat to the point where she was like, oh, I ain't got no food today. We had it. So I taught him, you know what I'm saying, pretty much the way I was raised. Because when raising our children, I see he always okay, I got to spank they behind, I got to do it. No, you don't. You don't have to do that all the time.
But I'm doing what I'm doing what I only knew to do.
I know that. But that's why I didn't get so frustrated with you.
I gotta have
well, I mean, I was frustrated, but I didn't get mad to the point where we had to be, you know what I'm saying, at each other's necks. But I had to pretty much coach him into how to parent without violence. Exactly. You know, without always hitting, beating. Not saying the way you parent.
But I did what I was taught. The way you
choose to raise your child. We're not passing no judgment. I'm just telling you the way I was raised and what we do in our household.